After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. A story by Dan Santat.
Artists, this is our Artist of the Month, and I want you to look at the Humpty Dumpty. Check out where he has little cracks. And now we're going to take a scrap piece of paper, fold it in two pieces, or just fold it once, Use your magic finger, draw an egg shape, and then I have draw a line, hit a bump, and jump. And this is just for you to practice drawing Humpty Dumpty's arms. You can decide what position you want the arms and legs in. In drawing the arms and legs, I want you to think about how many pieces, like it will bend, where it bends at. You bend at your elbow, you bend at your wrist, and it moves at your shoulder. Look at your own arms and legs and see what they look like while you're drawing them. Like I said, you decide what position you want your arms and legs in and what you want your hands to look like. You want a curved line to go across. You can add hair, you can put a hat, whatever face that you want. We're going to do a couple sketches of practicing doing Humpty Dumpty. Before, I put a little crack in there, a little band-aid going on. There's his collar. You can decide what kind of clothes you want. I originally made it a whole shirt, and then I realized, I need to have some pants on there, so I erased it. Please remember when you're using my mechanical pencils to use Elvis the eraser, not the little one. Thank you. Artist, I want you to experiment drawing different faces. The yellow sheet I got from the internet. Look at them, practice drawing them, decide what you want. Create your own. Artist, I want you to think about placement. You're going to have a stencil to use. Decide where you want your Humpty Dumpty. Decide if it's when Humpty is sitting on the wall or on the ground, or then you trace it. Set the stencil aside. When using a ruler, you want to make it interesting, so don't have it underneath the egg. Then you're going to very lightly draw the line and then place it on the other side and finish it. And I'm actually making a brick wall. You decide how thick you want your brick to be, but remember, artists, whatever you draw with your pencil, you're going to have to go over with a Sharpie. So less is more, meaning if you put a bunch of little lines in there, it will take you forever to finish your wall. So just keep that in mind, please. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add the vertical lines. You want it to look like a brick. You don't need that many. Like I said, whatever you do in pencil, you're going to have to go over. And then the next pattern is going to be in the middle of those two. And you want to create the illusion of that egg being on top. Now the third row should repeat the pattern that's up above. And the egg was blocking that line, so you actually want it to be underneath where it would be. And on the third row, there you go. And fill it up. Now you're going to draw with your magic finger first. I'm just going to add a bunch of detail in. I've got the shirt on for the egg. I've got the collar. You decide what you want to look like. I took my sketch and I kept it beside me so I could get my ideas from there. I changed it to a tie. He's got a belt buckle. He didn't have a belt buckle before. And then you're going to go in and you're going to use those sheets if you need them, those yellow sheets that have the expression of the face if you want to. I thought I would put a little broken tooth on here where he's got a space like he lost a tooth when he fell from the wall. I'm going to add a hat here. You want your hat to be underneath your head a little bit, meaning it's not sitting on top, it's not floating. Then you're going to go back in and erase your lines underneath so it looks like it overlaps. Like I said, you decide what you want. Maybe you want to give your Humpty Dumpty some hair. I would practice first on your scrap paper because you only get one of these big papers, artist. Artists, if you notice, I'm going back in and I'm erasing where the wall was underneath because you want to create the illusion that he is on top of that wall. Background, artists, you decide what you want. I went in and put a couple trees. You could have clouds, you could just have your sky, you could have buildings. You decide. We are going to use texture plates with these. So what I do want is Humpty Dumpty will be colored with markers. This is going to take a couple weeks probably to do this project. That's okay. I want you to do your best. So Humpty Dumpty will be colored in with markers, coloring ooh la la, so he'll stand out. Everything else you will use texture plates. And at the end, remember, like Mrs. Milligan said, whatever you draw with a pencil, you outline with the Sharpie. Some reminders: when using a marker, you set it on its side to make it darker, and you always outline your shape first. After you've colored in your Humpty Dumpty with your markers coloring ooh la la, you can use any kind of texture plate you want. We're using the color sticks, artists. Remember, we put them on their belly. They like to be rubbed on their bellies. Don't use the top or the bottom because it doesn't work as well. And make it creative.